Welcome everyone to Chirping Zebras, episode 76, coming to you live from Gillette Stadium, and we'll get into why in a second. Mark Riley alongside Gino Benda Jr. as always. Want to thank our sponsors off the hop, the Referee's Crease, our one-stop shop for all your refereeing needs, and also AOA Studios. The boys are here filming and doing their thing up in Beverly. AOA Studios at the Cummings Center. You should check them out. Want to remind you to like and subscribe on YouTube. Smash that like and subscribe button, as all the younger people say. Also find us on the social medias. We're on the Instagram, the Facebook, and of course
the TikTok.
Absolutely. So we've had four legends on in a row. We started with Andy Brickley, and then we had Tim Sheeta, longtime MLB ump. Then we followed that with Ken Hodge and his son Kenny. And today, we're coming to you from Gillette because today we have a legend in Patriot lore, a three-time Super Bowl champion, three-time Pro Bowler, and also in the Patriot Hall of Fame. Want to welcome Matt Light to the show. Matt, welcome to the Zebras.
Welcome. Yeah, man. I mean, it was kind of like this cliff you were climbing, and I felt like I was the guy that gets announced just after that. We had all these legends, and then this guy. No, hey, honored to be here, man.
Yeah,
honored to be here.
It took a while, but we got you.
Yeah.
And it's even better with the backdrop we have.
I told my wife the same thing.
Really?
Took me a while, but I got it. Gotcha, honey.
Yeah, you did outkick your Cummings.
She runs really fast, though. She does. Yeah.
Well, you're a hunter.
Screaming.
That must have helped, right? Being a hunter.
Yeah.
You called her right in?
Yeah, you would think that 300 pounds of this much man meat would not blend in. But in the outdoors, man, I do all right. You know, I'm pretty good.
You could move, though, for a lot. You were deceptively fast for a large man.
Quickness, yeah.
That's what it said in your college recruiting, right?
Well,
when coming out and for the draft?
Nah, this is honestly one of the things that I actually really love to talk about because for me, the draft was completely foreign. I'd never seen a draft in my life. And I know that sounds silly to say, right? You know, I played football ever since I was a little tiny kid, and football's always been a big part of my life, but it was never like what defined me. And also growing up, my dad had severe polio. He didn't play any sports, right? No one in my family talks sports. I mean, I don't even know what scenario you could come up with where they would even mention a sporting event. It doesn't matter if it was baseball. Like America's pastime meant nothing, right, unless we're describing some hunt that we went on as a family, right? So I'm gearing up for the draft and doing all this stuff, and they say amazing things, right, about certain positions, right? So if Mel Kiper's describing an athlete, they're going to say something like, oh, he's like, if it's a linebacker, right? This guy's really explosive. You know, he's got, really good ability to read and react. And, he's really good verb, blah, 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 blah. If it's an offensive lineman, it's typically things like great lower body strength, has, good hip, rolling the hips underneath him, can really bend well, strong upper body, can control a defender, blah, blah, blah. You know what they said about me? I swear to you, anybody can go back and research this. Anybody, highly coachable.
That's a pretty good compliment. I would take that.
If you're like, okay, like if you're in a book club, right? Like if you're like a super nerd, okay, highly coachable. That's great.
Yeah.
Basically, he'll take great direction. Like didn't say one thing. I wasn't fast. I wasn't strong. I mean, I would have taken good looking over. You know what I mean?
Over coachable.
Highly coachable. So yeah.
Well,
Thank you. You could have led with that. And pretty much summed up my entire career.
Well, they didn't talk about your arm length, right? Like they do with Will Campbell.
It's a big deal today.
It is a big deal. Now, was it a big deal when you were coming out of the draft, or was that all those statistics, or were they even like a thing back then?
I think the only thing that I remember noting was the hand thing. I think the hand thing was as big as the arm length thing is today, back in the day. Okay. So they would measure from your pinky to your thumb.
Okay.
So. now here's the best question I have.
Wait a minute. For that. Were they trying to figure out how you look in the shower stall?
I don't know.
With that, like what?
I don't know. Like this right here. From here.
Is it predicting holding penalties? Like why would they need to know your?
That's the question I have.
Yeah.
Right. So arm length, I get it. It's a little bit more of a tangible item,
right,
in the game of football, right? Like you would look at that and say, okay, if he's got real tiny little gator arms, probably going to have a hard time separating from some of these guys, or whatever, right? There's a million things you come up with. If he's got really giant long arms and he can slap you from across the room, it's probably a better idea to to have that than the alternative. I have no idea why it would matter how big this is. So no, I think the arm thing is funny because it's like, okay, today, if you're listening to talk radio in whatever market you're in, people now realize that all they're doing is just trying to find something to talk about, right? And I feel like the arm length thing is no different. They've blown up this draft. It used to be nobody gets access to the draft, and the process leading up to it to, okay, now we're including fans and doing some cool stuff.
It's an event,
to now it's like this big Hollywood production, and I mean, they're probably sitting in the room going, "Oh, we can talk about the finger to thumb thing again, but I don't know. Or hey, what do you think about the arm length? The next is going to be the size of your kneecap.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, going to measure the length of your leg. Yeah.
Calf length. Calf length is important. Especially with linemen.
Good thickness.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to have good calves.
Listen, when I go to a place like a city like New Orleans, calves are a big part of like what I'm looking for, because if you get a rickshaw, that's what determines a good ride versus a not so good ride. In case any of your viewers are thinking about going down there, calves are important if you're going to get on a rickshaw.
Now that's the bicycle rickshaw.
It is,
not the original Asian rickshaw.
I'm not even familiar with that one.
Well, I'm not. I just seen videos, and they hold on and run, don't they? I could be
like
dead
not
wrong.
even just one wheel.
No.
Person.
They have a they have a cart, but I think they hold on and run with it. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I didn't think we were going to lead with rickshaws, but it's good.
Well,
I thought I was going to lead with my socks, to be honest with you, because the socks, I wore these socks on purpose because I got them at Fool's Night Out.
And I appreciate the fact that you have them on the right way.
I do.
Yeah. And I know that. By the way, so right as you start to go into this, I'm like, there's no way this is going to be good. There's no way. If you're bringing up socks and my face are on your socks,
I'll preview
which
it.
I had no idea. I had no idea they were going to do that.
Well, to preview this, I'm walking in and I check in. Hey, I'm one of the comedians. The guy says, "You want some matte light socks?" I go, "Yeah, why not?" He goes, "Do you want the one with the logo or his face?" And immediately I go, "Oh, his face."
Now, what was this for, Riles?
This was for the Matt Light Foundation,
right?
The Fool's Night Out.
Fool's Night Out, which you've been a big part of.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of fun. a lot of ridiculous moments. That was a good moment. That was actually really good. I'm like, oh man, this is about to happen.
Take the turn, especially with Riles up there.
Yeah. Well, you want to tell the sock story?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm getting ready to go up, and you're. Is this at the beginning of your set, or is it the very
right
end?
at the beginning?
It was right at the very beginning.
I led off with it for sure.
Yes, you did. You definitely did. And basically, I was going to take it in the face, and he basically let the whole audience know that he was really excited to get home.
Yeah,
but he was going to make sure he turned his socks inside out. And we'll let you come up with what you think.
Use your imagination. Yeah.
Well,
all alone.
Yeah, well, I was going home with him.
Yeah.
And I live alone, so
all by
do the sock mask.
Exactly. And Frankie Chirps.
Yeah. Well, with Frankie Chirps, the official mascot of Chirping Zebras, my little Yorkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 4.8 pounds, and Gino's afraid of him. But that's a whole nother thing.
Thing eyeballs me.
By the way, Zebra, I took my kids to the Ark encounter in Kentucky. Okay. They built like a life-size Ark, like no joke. It's
like a Noah's
impressive.
Ark?
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
like the Ark. And they have like a zoo kind of outside of it. And I've heard of a zonkey. Have you heard of a zonkey?
A zebra donkey?
A zebra donkey.
Yeah.
And then there's
wow.
a zorse.
A zebra horse.
Zebra horse.
I'm quick like that.
And just so you guys know, and by the way, this could be variations off of your god that you guys worship, right?
Well,
Your zebras, right?
Yeah.
And then there's and I'm pretty sure I had this right because my daughter kind of challenged me on this. There's a zorse and a zonkey that got together. And I can't remember what they called that, but that's going to be the trivia fact for today.
All right.
Like, what is that? But I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Wow.
And that's kind of unique, right?
That's very unique.
Yeah.
Well, in the comments on YouTube, let's...
Can you mix a zorse and a zonkey?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
And is it consensual? That's what I'm wondering. Like, who's mounting who in that situation?
Yeah.
You know? Can you hunt those?
I bet you can. I think you can hunt anything.
You're gonna buy one. You are.
Right.
You're gonna buy one.
Well, now. Yeah,
Ship
we
it
will
up.
now. We will now. They're biters, though. Zebras are biters.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah.
careful, man. Zebras. I think zebras are actually very, very dangerous animals. Yeah.
So our
Stay away from the
referees,
stripes.
typically, we can be dangerous.
I've heard
too,
that.
Right?
Yeah.
What was your experience with the referees in the NFL?
Oh man, so I've got two things that immediately come to mind. One, I will never forget. Bill, we're on the sidelines, right? I'm pretty sure this was a preseason game, because I remember it was very lighthearted. You know, like typically everybody's asked.
Right.
I mean, you play once a week, right? Like it's interesting looking back on it, how much pressure there was. You know, when you got to that Saturday night, Sunday morning, obviously game day, all that stuff, it was pretty crazy. But this moment, I'm pretty sure it was a preseason game, and I remember the starters had already gone out. We'd done our thing. We always kind of like stand on the sideline, and unstrap, but make it look like we're all good to go, so that we can just get the hell out of there as quick as possible. And I'm standing for some reason pretty close to Bill, and Bill is wearing out the chain guy. Because I don't know, he was either getting in his way or something, and he was like not happy, and like he was letting this guy know this. And the guy had done something else innocently, right? And we were on offense, and he goes to move the chain, and he goes, and he's like, okay. And he looks over, and he looks, and Bill's standing on the chain, just staring at this guy. I'm dead serious, just looking at him. And the guy's like, come on, please. Please. Like, he doesn't want to say something to him. He knows how awkward it is. And then Bill, like, after like a long, probably 10 seconds, just kind of like takes his foot off the chain, just keeps looking at him. And the guy's like, okay, thank you. And watch that. The other one that I think is amazing, and this happened, and probably a lot of people will remember this game, and not because it was a great game, it was a terrible game probably to watch, but there were ungodly winds in Buffalo. Like, I mean, the wind was so bad that I think we may have had a negative yardage punt, and there weren't very many punts.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. And I don't know if we threw the ball more than like 6 or 8 times, right? Nobody. I mean, the winds were unbelievable.
Like
we actually couldn't fly out that night. We had to drive to Albany, and then we took a flight the next day, and we almost all died. It was crazy. The guy that flew the commercial plane was like in a military, flew jets and stuff, and I remember he was like pale white afterwards. But in this game,
Albany's 3 hours.
we're going in at halftime, and you know, we all go into the same end zone in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And this referee had sharded. And you can't hide that.
No, you can't.
Are they white
No,
shirts?
you can't.
Oh yeah.
You can't.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they're not zebraed either. Like they're
No.
just white. And I remember looking at that going, oh man, that is so great. I actually felt bad for the guy. And it wasn't a little either, man.
Oh,
I don't know
no.
if he got rolled up, you know. But that's something that probably most people don't talk about, right? I mean, like, you're in the game, man. You got to...
I'm pretty sure that happened to
You know.
my father. He refereed lacrosse. I'm pretty sure he did it.
Oh, that was my biggest fear
Yeah.
in lacrosse, was the white shorts.
Yeah,
and accidentally, you know.
My father's definitely done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I'm sure
probably
he has.
something that needs to be a focal point for, you know, just kind of help guys out. You know, guys that ref for a long time. I'm sure there's some form of PTSD. You know, get it off their chest.
Yeah.
Just have an open forum to. I don't want to say let it out, but you probably shouldn't lead with that.
Maybe,
You know what I mean?
That could be an episode here on the Zebras.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, speaking of refs, right? Like, what was like Bill's talking points to you to almost like try to cheat the game a little bit or taking advantage of rules? Like, because like I remember him telling them like to cornerbacks, hey, hold on every play. They're not going to call holding on every play. Like,
Yep.
what was like the advantage he tried to give you guys or anything? Or?
Well, the easiest way to think about it is you do business the way business is being done.
Right.
So,
Like that.
look, they know all these crews. They know how these crews call things, and
Yep.
they'll say, hey, look, this crew, they're notorious for, you know, defensive holding. Right? So, hey, man, as a defensive backs coach, I'm going to be talking to my guys about, man, this week, above all else, we're not playing that game. We're not going to give them the easy, you know, target.
Right.
So take it easy, blah, blah, blah. Line of scrimmage. There's some groups, man, that they call a lot of line of scrimmage penalties, right? So make sure you're up on the ball. Do this. Now on the flip side, there are groups that just let you play.
Right.
And so that was a big talking point. You do business the way business is being done. If they're going to be calling these things, we're obviously going to be practicing it in a way that, doesn't put us at a disadvantage. If they're not calling these things, we're going to get our hands on these receivers.
Right.
Receivers, we're going to be doing rub routes and taking it to the nth degree because that's how you play the game.
I always said so when I talk to coaches and everything, I go, Bill Belichick used the rules to his advantage. I go, he always pre-scouted, for whatever reason, he knew what referees were doing it, and he could just take advantage of the rules at every turn. I go, that's what made him, I think, one step better than everybody else, in my opinion. I don't know.
And I think too, one of the things that I said early on with this, the way they're playing today is it all stems from 2011 CBA.
Okay.
So if you back up a little over a decade now, football was played a lot different than what it is today.
Oh yeah.
And I would argue, and I think most people would agree that form of football was better. For a lot of reasons, right?
Yep.
If you just focus on what they've done to limit the defensive players playing real football, if that's the only way that you looked at it and measured it, you'd say, man, there's a huge difference, right? These guys can't come off the ball and finish a play the way they used to. If they do, it's most likely going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Like when that quarterback slide, you're not hitting him. You even go near him, you're getting a flag.
If your helmet hits it, and by the way, again, you're asking people to do things in real time that's just not humanly possible, right? Because you have no idea how this guy's really going to. You think that you're going to be finishing on him, but he may stop real quick. You know what I'm saying? A million things could happen. So I look at it, and the way that they're playing today is so drastically different, right? And so for a guy like Bill, when that new CBA was signed, of course he figured out how to execute to the best of his ability within that new framework.
Right.
But as the game's changed, his leverage, his ability to do things in a more unique way and better than most got diminished as well.
Right.
Because he didn't have the time. First of all, the biggest thing that they took away from guys like Bill Belichick, there's not a whole lot of them, was his ability to have guys out on the field working and practicing over and over again the things that he wanted to do.
Right.
Because they don't practice.
Right.
They practice, but they don't practice full speed hardly at all. End of story.
Right. They don't even hit.
They don't even. Well, that's what I'm saying. Full speed hitting, all that stuff. And then on top of that, the thing that I think is terrible is that the reason that all of these things were done, if you go back to 2011, because that's when it started, was because of concussive episodes, head injuries, trying to make the game safer.
Right.
Well, if you do something for one reason, primarily one reason, and then you look at the data, and it's actually gone the other way. The game is less safe today, not from a head injury, but if you look at the number of guys that go down with soft tissue and all kind of different injuries.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That number is higher today than it has been.
Same thing in hockey with fighting, right? The concussions are up. All these other things are up. Even the fighters weren't getting concussed, right? It was Crosby getting concussed because he's flying through the middle, and now the rules were opened up, and now it's physics, right? Your head's going to get rocked. Same thing in hockey, and even referees when you're out there calling it, we used to view those plays as legal all the time, right? That was a big hit, legal, and how did that guy notice it? Because I don't know if he caught his head or not. I'm not I didn't 100% do that, so I'm not going to penalize it because of the sight line I had.
Right.
And I see the same thing in football, right? How did he not call that? It's well, he saw that play forever as legal, and now he's got to change his mindset. And now that's a penalty. So that's a tough transition too for a lot of guys.
Well, listen, I think it's a great thing that the concussive episodes are now being dealt with differently. You're always going to have concussions in all sports.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't ever make a game that that's eliminated. But how you deal with a concussive episode, it's night and day different now than back in the day. So I look, and I think there's other things too, right? There were a lot of times where you could look at certain organizations and the head coach and how they approach practice and the things they did, and you can say, well, it's probably good that we're not practicing at that rate because that's a little crazy. Right. So I'm not saying that all these things are bad. Yes, the player's safety, health, and wellness should be a priority. So, you know, I just think that the way that they're playing the game today, I don't think these guys can possibly have the type of fun we had. You know what I mean? Like bottom of a pile, you know, getting
I was going to ask
it.
you, what's the worst thing at the bottom of a pile that you did?
Oh, there's nothing. There's no bad things that happen in those environments. It's the only reason I played the game, man. You didn't go to jail when you hit somebody, you know? I've been to jail. Like, that's not a whole lot of fun. And it typically involved me hitting someone. So, you know, I think one of my favorite moments ever. So, my wingman for a long time, the one and only Logan Mankins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He never had a bad day. And when we were out there, you know, it was personal. Everything was personal. You know what I mean? And I can remember it was the Thanksgiving game. So we're in Detroit, and I love that stadium.
Okay.
It has this industrial warehouse, you know, like
Huge.
old school. Yeah, it's just the brick, you know, the big, you know, duct work. It's a cool stadium.
Okay.
And I like. It's Midwest is where I'm from. So,
Right.
like, I can relate to a lot of those people in that area. So we're there, Thanksgiving, and we're just beating the brakes off these guys. I mean, I don't know what the score was, but we're having a great time. And Sue, who always was a problem,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
he's a damn good player.
Yeah, yeah.
But B, he had a real edge to him, too. And he had done something. And I remember we're on the goal line, and we're probably going to get it in. I mean, we were about a yard or two away. And I remember Logan was hot, and I was like, all right, you overreach him. I'll cut the legs out from him. Now, again, this is back when you could play real football,
right.
where you could cut guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, my
Yeah.
God, the fact that you can't cut guys today is such a tragedy. And so Logan overreaches him. I cut his legs out from underneath him. Logan gives him wheels back on him, gives him a little extra sugar. I end up on top of it, and I can remember we're choking him out. And these guys, and these guys are kicking the heck out of us. And their guys are already trying to get to him, but there's a big pile because it's goal line, and our guys already scored, and we don't. I have no idea that's happening. And Logan's trying to defend, and they're kicking me, and I'm just hanging on for dear life. And I end up getting a hold of his helmet as they're prying me off him. And I remember we get the helmet. And I have his helmet now, and I get up and I get out of the melee, and I go running down the field and launch it, and it goes rolling down, and I'm like, yeah! And then we leave, and we got penalized. I don't know. Something was assessed on the kick, or whatever it was. Who cares?
I remember that game.
I
by
do
the way.
Yeah,
remember
and I
that.
remember some of it made it on TV, and that's what pissed off the commissioner the most. Like,
Really?
we don't need to see this. This is not good. I'm like, that was awesome. That was awesome. Who didn't enjoy that? It's Thanksgiving. We got the family sitting around. There's violence on TV. This is America.
I don't know that's what they wanted.
Right. Are you not entertained? I'm like, this is great.
Oh, wow. You know stuff on that pile. Like, every time there's a pile. And I'm sure nowadays they don't do as much.
No, yeah, I don't think so, man. Look,
Too many
everybody's. It's money. Right, guys don't like having money. I mean, back in the day,
That's
it
a
was
good
like
point.
a badge of honor. Oh, that was a 10K-er. All right. Yeah, I'm feeding some kids in New Orleans. This is awesome.
Like you won in Miami, right?
Oh, man, that was a good one. Yeah. I used to say, like, it was fun when you could bring back, like parts of another human's body. You know what I mean? Like, you put it on your board. You got, like, a piece of a dread that you ripped out of somebody's head. It's like, that's awesome. Yeah, you put a little license plate on it, you know, fingernail, 1997.
Not only do you steal shit out of stadiums, which not steal,
I acquired it.
You
I
acquired it,
I
Your
borrowed
Honor.
a few, yeah.
But you bring back body parts.
But they're on loan. You know, I mean, you look at all these national museums that put things out there on loan.
Yeah.
I'm the steward today. Someone else is going to take that. You know what I mean? And preserve the history. The one that I got, the stool that I got from Arrowhead, though, is unbelievably awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got the Arrowhead. You know, it's got the KC. It's beautiful. It's white oak. It's like turned legs are really nice. Yeah. I'm not sure what style that is. Like, I'm not like.
You
I'm
just
not
steal them. You don't
Yeah, I just
study
steal
them.
them. I don't study the
Stools.
overall stool style, but I can tell you that this one is fancy.
Really?
Yeah, and if you compare it to the one that I took in Buffalo, that's a Buffalo stool. There's like
Rich in
nothing
it.
fancy about it. It's perfectly square legs. They don't even taper. You know, it's like kind of clunky, but you know it's not going to break.
Right.
Just like the Buffalo people.
right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Now,
Buffalo.
these are in the locker room?
These are the ones that are in the locker. Yeah, and what's sad is today, because of, pretty much all the stadiums have been modernized.
Right.
You really don't have the stools like you used to. A lot of times it's the locker has a bench built into it and all that kind of stuff. It's like the new state-of-the-art thing.
Yeah.
Because, who wants to be picking up a whole bunch of stools and sweeping under them? That's my theory. But back in the day, they had some pretty cool stools. And
How did you get them out?
I used to love this, man. It'd be like Monday, and I'm going in, do a little film study, get a workout, and the equipment guys are like, "Really?" I make them my drug mules. Yeah. Like if somebody's going down, it's not going to be me. Yeah, I would pack it in my little, zipped up little body bag. You guys have some serious, like the hockey guys have like legit. Like the hockey gear bag.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, is that's a whole different flavor of what the F.
My daughter's a goalie, it's yeah.
Oh, and goalies must have the most stuff.
Yeah.
And the smell in listen, I'm not saying that an NFL or a football locker room is all roses.
Right.
It's
but
different.
I will say that hockey stuff is.
Yeah, no.
It's
potent.
different.
It gets rancid.
Yeah.
It does. And we always joke about the wheelie bags, the kids with the wheel bags.
Is that weak? Is that viewed as?
Oh God, it's terrible. It's absolute. If a dad walks by me with one, I sack tap him. I give him a quick boop.
It's like that. It's like the Crocodile Dundee. Like just make sure it's not a.
Just to give him a little.
Yeah.
A little hello, how do you do? And it usually works. The kid ends up dragging the bag. Because dad's on the ground.
I got a question for you. Have you ever sack tap a moose?
A moose.
Yeah. Riley tried to do it in Alaska.
You know what?
That's a thing.
That's a thing. He tried to
I
sack
actually
tap a
brought
moose.
you. So this is the limited edition. All right, sack tap a moose tour T-shirt.
What?
Yeah, you went to Alaska.
I went to Alaska.
Couple refs buddy up there.
To sack tap a moose, and I brought you. This is a limit. These will not be in print ever again.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This may be my new favorite shirt.
Sack tap a moose tour. So and you know what? I didn't get close enough to one. Or I would have done it. I'll put this over here. I would have done it, but I got too.
Are you in a snowmobile?
What?
Were you on a snowmobile trying to catch up?
No. I was just driving around because they're everywhere. They're like wildlife. Have you ever been to Alaska?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the only two I saw were out in a marsh, and there's no way if I went out there I wasn't gonna live because there were caribou too, and I was going down. So
were you in Newfoundland? Like where were you?
No, I was in Alaska.
Oh, you were in Alaska.
Yeah,
oh,
went
okay.
to Alaska to sack tap a moose, and I never
so this
got
isn't
there.
like
He was
a
in Anchorage.
northeastern thing.
Yeah.
We weren't like in Maine.
No, I was in the real
This is with the
frontier.
real people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he
Like
was in the wild.
How long have they been sack tapping moose?
Never. I came up with it.
No,
This
now
is mine. I came up with sack tap a moose. That was mine.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. I rarely get to be fed something that I think is this amazing. Has anyone sack tapped? Period.
I don't think so.
Never.
No, because it's a twisted thing that I came. We
So
had a buddy.
My buddy from Alaska came in town. He refereed, so I worked the East Coast League. So I went up there and got to know a bunch of guys. So he was in Boston. So I was like, hey, when do you come on the podcast? And Riley's like, I'm going to come up to Alaska and sack tap a moose. So he made it happen.
Yeah,
Did you wake up one day?
I wanted to do everything Alaskan, and one of those things that popped in my head was sack tap a moose.
But you'd never heard of that being done.
No.
This is just what you imagine. Like every young male in Alaska at some point has probably sack tapped a moose. Is that what you were thinking?
No, I don't think it's ever been done. Everyone I said, I'm going to sack tap them, they were like, don't do that, they'll kill you. They're like crazy.
They're not wrong.
And I was like, I'm going to sneak up on him. He won't see me coming.
Yeah.
And by the time I do it, he's gonna buckle. Anyone who gets sack tap buckles, you know that. Even a moose, they're gonna buckle, and I'm gonna run away. So that was my plan, and it's still on the table. I just got to find. That's
the right moose. You
the
gotta
right
be able
moose.
to judge the moose.
You got to make sure it's not
a baby one for you.
You got to make sure it's not a female either, because that's a whole nother ball game. You know what I mean?
No.
Once you get that
not
one.
ball game, but it's a different.
Hey, so here's the deal, man. I will be on a moose hunt in about a month.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, does it have to? The moose has to be standing and alive?
Well, yeah. That's if it's a dead moose. It's really. there's not much excitement.
I don't
there.
know. I don't know.
You know what I mean? I got a couple of statues when I was out there. I got a big stuffed moose. We showed the video, and I got a like a statue. It was like bronze, and it was a good bong. When I
The bronze
whacked it.
statue behind us.
Yeah, it's like the Brady statue. Maybe I'll
Right
sack tap
behind
that
us.
before we're done.
Oh, you can do
know?
that. Yeah.
Maybe I'll
That's
sack
a big
tap
deal.
Brady.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a tradition
That's
before every game.
right.
Yeah. You did not sack that Brady?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
That's what I'm
You
talking
gotta-
about.
Instead of touching the helmet
Yeah.
on Notre Dame or whatever, touchdown Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sack tap Brady.
Get bronzed.
right?
Yeah, get
Yeah.
bronzed.
Yeah. Get bronzed.
Sometimes it's like, the socks that night. Things just pop in my head.
You have a
that
lot of
aren't right.
traditions. You do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got some, darkness up there, so it's
So this is the first time that
yeah, we got to talk about the statue.
it's the first time I've
Behind
seen that
us.
thing,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think I don't know. First of all, how do you figure out where you're going to place the trophy? Has anyone really done a deep dive on? There's a lot of places you could have put that thing.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sold. I haven't really been able to think about it a lot. I guess I probably need to turn around and stare at it for a while. But did it have to go right there?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the pavilion, I guess, outside the hall.
Yeah,
I
yeah. A
mean,
lot of people can gather
a
around
lot
it.
of people can get there.
Yeah.
It's
It's
visible
accessible.
from everywhere.
Accessible,
Yeah.
year round. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the girls love it. They all get a picture with it.
yeah.
You have a theory on that, don't you?
Yeah. When I first walked up here, I saw them out there. But look, there's things you see when you have a trained eye.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've been around a lot of different places and seen things, and you get that look behind the curtain, and how does this influencer have all this? Well, a lot of that stuff's set up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the world we live in, content's king and all this stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's not paying, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 40 young women to show up every week and make it look like, oh, we're fawning over a bronze statue. Listen, the last time I was hanging around, a bunch of women that were like, hey, let's take a field trip. We're going to go pose in front of a bronze statue. No, that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
That's not real.
No.
None of that's real. And by the way, there's really not women in Foxborough. They outlawed it a long time ago. I mean, for game day,
They only
women
visit.
can come.
Yeah, they only visit, then they leave.
We lived here for a long time.
Yeah, no, I know.
My wife had to get a cart to come in and out of like downtown because we were out on the edge. We were actually in Mansfield, but not.
Now, speaking of Foxborough, in 2022, I got to ask this question. You're a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Oh, I know
right?
where you're going. I know where you're
And,
going.
Patriots Hall of Fame. How do you lose an election for a seat on the school
Yeah.
committee? How do you lose an election in Foxborough?
Sabotage.
Is that what it was?
It was,
Did
yeah.
Brady stuff the ballot? Who did Bill?
I mean, I didn't hire enough girls to go stand in the common. I've learned my lesson. I mean, I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you the strangest thing about that. So, for me anyway, like, I'll never forget when a person came up and heard that I was, running for school committee.
Yeah.
And they said, what name is the campaign check? Where should I write it to? And I'm like, whoa. Well, I'm like, no. I'm not. I don't take money. I don't need any money. I'm good.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. We're gonna do this. And then I started to find out how these things work. Because look, for me, the reason I got into it was I had all 4 of my kids were in the Foxborough school system, right?
Right.
And I had 3 of them that graduated from Foxborough. And some after this. And we're in the middle of this crazy world where there's like fear over science and like the decisions that are being made are just for a lot of adults, not everyone, but for a lot of adults, we're sitting there shaking our head.
Right.
And I'm the kind of person where, like, when I listen to myself complain about something, after like 2 or 3 times, there's a little voice that says, all right, you either shut up and actually do something, because I can't continue to listen to you.
Right.
And it's like this little guy of truth that sits on my shoulder. This other guy over here is like, yeah, let's burn down the village. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, I basically said to myself, okay, if you want to continue to bitch about this, then you're gonna have to do something. And the only thing to do is to jump in, and now they have this, election coming up and blah, blah, blah. So I asked a buddy, and they said, hey, you just got to go to town hall and pull the paperwork. All right, cool. I pull the paperwork, and I'm like, that's all you got to do? And they're like, oh, no, you got to submit taxes. And I'm like, this is weird. So I do all this, but in a vacuum. Like, it's just me driving up there.
Yeah.
And then you start finding out how it's like, wait a minute. all these things you're saying I should have done is how people approach being on the school committee, right? Like, to me, it was kind of simple. Like, if you want to run for school committee, it's probably because, maybe you have a background in education. Maybe you're, a really good businessman or woman, and somebody that, can work well with other people, right? I mean, there's only a few things that you are tasked to do if you're on the school committee, right? Well, school committee, really, that you're governing, the superintendent who makes a decision on who to bring in. So you have governance over the people who are working directly with your kids, and then you have a budgetary, right, a financial, responsibility to make sure that you're staying within the budget and that you're setting the guidelines for the expenditure of the monies, right? Because they're not our money, right? And then, of course, there's the other things, the safety of the kids and everything else, right? So I run for this thing, and it was an amazing experience, man. I mean, I basically went from being a guy that was like, oh man, he's a football dude, like it, to basically I'm murdering children and I'm a horrible human, right?
Smear campaign. There was a smear campaign on my
And here's the crazy part. Like, I've never been on social media in my life. Like, I've never typed in a single website. Like, I don't care if it was, as Bill would say, My Face or whatever the old platforms were. From there all the way to date, I've literally never logged onto one. And people are like, dude, you have to answer all these people. And I'm like, I don't argue with third graders. Like, that was just my approach. But the thing that it taught me was you actually do, because the court of public opinion is powerful, right? And so it did. I did learn a lot in that process, but it was I had no idea. I mean, I had a guy in Tennessee that was threatening killing my kids. What? FBI had to go look into. I mean, all these things that people that serve right today. If you're going to put your name out there, you're, in my opinion, you're really in two categories. You're either probably part of the problem, or you're somebody who really cares and you want to make an impact. Either way, you're going to open yourself up to some really wild things. And I was ignorant to most of it, but I learned a lot, man. Honestly, I would do it again, if, having never done it. Right. Just to learn those lessons.
What was, how much did you lose by? Was it a landslide?
I think it was probably I don't know. It was probably a decent amount.
Smear campaign.
Like 3 would be more than enough.
Did you demand a recount?
Who gives a shit? He lost.
I was gonna threaten all kind of things, and then I thought, I like eating, so I can't do the Gandhi thing. No, honestly, it was probably the best thing too, because honestly, I really didn't have the time to commit to it. Right. And it's also one of those things where if you do something like that, whether you have the time or not, like, you made a commitment, you have to do it. So for that full term, I would have had to put a lot of things on the back burner, so probably better I didn't.
At the end, it's better you lost.
Yeah, we would have had hunting 24/7 within the school system.
You would have allowed hunting here, which you
here,
got in trouble with, right?
Well, I didn't get in trouble. I didn't have a great relationship with the head of security at the time.
You didn't juice him enough, not enough coffee on the way in?
And he had guys that were real loyal to him. Okay. And I felt bad for those guys, because it did get weird one time. It did get weird. Yeah.
You didn't hunt a pheasant, a turkey. A peacock?
Turkey, yeah.
Did you get
No. I've actually never seen a peacock in Foxborough, which is kind of a little depressing, but yeah. We've had a lot of fun around here, though.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, you're known for your pranks, tomfoolery, as they say. Now, you've had some epic ones, and you show one every time in the Fool's Night Out. The last one with the whole cat
Fluffy
was absolutely hilarious.
It's insane.
I mean, you commit. You don't do these halfway, right?
Like a method actor.
Yeah, no, you like go all in. Yeah. Did you ever get Brady?
Yeah, I mean, we had some fun with Tommy. The one that got away, though, would have been the greatest, would have been one of the better ones. We had something set up down in Providence where we were going to set up, basically, to make it real simple, we all go out, which we did all the time back in the day, and which is honestly sad. It's something these guys don't do as much today.
Crazy, everybody.
I mean, everybody's an island because everybody's a brand, and everybody's, and I'm not saying these guys don't have great relationships. I'm sure they do, right? I can't speak to it.
It's not the same,
but it's not the same, right? Yeah. We used to literally do like as a whole team, right? And look, not everybody got along. I mean, but we did things as a group for the most part, and it was a lot of fun. So we were going to go down and have a big dinner. and we were going to be at a restaurant that is still there today, and we had it all set up to where there were going to be some guys, some Providence, some Atwells Ave kind of guys having their little meal in the back, and we were going to offend them, and they were going to send a representative over to ask us to just tone it down a little bit out of respect, you know. And at which point, Vrabel, who's everybody's favorite asshole, right? Well, I say that with all due respect. And
especially now.
Oh man, he's loving it.
I want to get into that, but
he's so great. So he was going to create basically a very tense, awkward moment where he was going to be like, hey buddy, you can just get out, right? Kind of a thing. And then there was going to be a full-on, guns were going to be drawn. There was going to be out the back of this restaurant because there's a back parking lot, and there was going to be a car waiting. Tommy was going to take off in the car, and everybody else was going to get arrested, right? Because there was going to be a cop there, and he was going to jump in his car. Cop's going to be like, hey man, we can't let you be seen here, man. You just need to get out, because they're about to take this whole place down. Like they messed with the wrong guy. And then as the cop took Tommy away, we were just all going to be yucking it up, but we're going to be calling him saying, dude, you know, we need help. I mean, you got to do something. Where the hell did you go? Like, I can't believe you left here. All that stuff was all set up. Everybody was in play. And that knucklehead gets on a private jet and goes down to New York for the night.
No.
Yeah, and I'm like, you mother of pearl. Unbelievable. I mean, it was going to be 5 stars. And it's one of those where in all the pranks that I do, I run through every scenario, because it's not enough to prank someone. You have to get it on video.
Oh, yeah.
That's the art.
Of course.
And that level of complexity, to do it right and get it on video, it's more than what most people could imagine. So all this work that goes into it, and I've already run this scenario a million times in my head because I love directing them. And for nothing. So in my mind, we did it because I saw every piece coming, because I know all the actors.
Right.
And just like my buddy Steven, who was in the Operation Fluffy. Oh. He, like, by the way, he's never done any acting. Like, the guy has been a woodworker all of his life, but everyone who's ever seen that has said, like, that guy literally should be in Hollywood.
Oh, that's awesome. He was fantastic.
Oh, man.
And the fact that the prank was on your son's friend.
Yes.
It wasn't
Yeah, he thought that his worker ran over a client's cat.
Oh,
he
Jesus.
power washes homes.
Oh,
yeah. And it was truly incredible. And Steven's digging a hole with a pickaxe in his backyard because Fluffy's his favorite cat, and he's freaking out and he's crying. He falls into the hole with the cat.
That was the best part.
Yeah. The dead cat.
That was the best part.
Yeah, it was pretty special. But we've had a lot of fun. Matter of fact, right here, right where we're sitting right now, back in, I want to say 2009 or 10, and so, you know, a good friend of ours and a guy you talked about on your show, Bobby Lafredo, who's hilarious and can pretty much pull off anything. And I met him through a good buddy of mine, and he was acting all hardcore, and I thought I was going to thump him, and then I was like, all right, no, I actually like this kid. And so I called my buddy up that introduced me to Bobby, and I said, hey man, this is training camp, miserable. And I'm always looking for something in training camp just to keep myself busy so I don't go insane.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm telling you, back in the day, man, training camp was one of the worst months of my life, period. And so, like, that's when I wrote Mustache Men. Was like during meetings to keep myself from falling asleep and getting fined. I used to sleep all the time.
I know.
That's how I am. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I just pass out.
It's why you guys can't even talk on your own show, because like if I'm not actively participating, I'm sleeping. So I'm drinking a lot of coffee, you know. So that
was the Mad Light interview. It was good till he passed out.
Right.
And then it took a turn.
Yeah, we got him a sandwich. He was right back in action about an hour later. So I come up with this idea. I'm sitting there watching film one night, and we're 2 weeks into camp. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I'm also like 7, 8, maybe 9 years into the league. And I'm like, how in the hell have I never thought of this before? And what hit me was, when we're watching film, whoever is there that day as a civilian, if they're underneath the shot clock, when we watch our 2-minute drill, they're going to be on film. See, when we watch our copy, all you see is an end zone and a sideline shot. You don't see anything around it. But during 2 minute, they have to zoom in on the shot clock, which is in an area where the fans can all be.
Okay.
And
Right,
because
right.
Bill wants to see what's the scenario. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. You know, we're down by 5. It's second down. You know, all the information is on there, right? So
Yep.
when we watch film, they zoom in on that. Then they pan back. We watch the end zone copy, then the sideline copy. Bob's your uncle, we're done.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it going, oh my gosh. If I tell somebody to be there and tell them to do whatever I want, we get to watch it, and now I'm going to stay awake.
Because you're going to be waiting for that to
I'm
come
going to
up.
be waiting for this one moment. I'm like, this is genius. So I called and said, hey man, get Bobby and get him to get like whatever old pair of jeans, cut them off Daisy Dukes. I want to see the pockets hanging below. I said, put cowboy boots on, get a shirt, tie a knot in the side, and I said, and a cowboy hat, and I want him to come and make these big signs up. And like, I love mayo on my buns for Gerard. You know, like, hey, like Tommy, hit me in the slot. I'm open, Welker. You know, like just stupid stuff, right? So Bobby, he gets all this stuff. He has this outfit that is to the nines, dude. It's perfect. And he shows up to training camp, and I said, hey, look, at the end of practice, that's when we run our 2-minute drill, so it's going to be towards the end of practice. But you'll know, because I'm going to run out in the field, and I'll be the first guy out there, and I'm going to start doing jumping jacks. And when a 320-pound guy does jumping jacks, like, it's
Sticks out.
noticeable, right? So I remember I'm out there doing jumping jacks, and Logan and Copen and all these guys are like, you're an idiot, dude. What are you doing? I'm like, let's get ready, man. Let's go. I'm like, we got to have a good 2-minute. You know, Bill's been all over us. So we run through 2-minute, man. I know this is happening, but I can't focus on that, right? I don't really know what happened, but I know it. Bobby's over there, and he is doing high kicks, and he's waving these giant signs, and he's picking them up and changing them out. People around him, because we came here right after practice. Typically, we go straight into grab something to eat, get in the film room, blah, blah. On this particular day, Bill was like, all right, look, we're going to, give us like an hour and a half. Look. And so I'm like, oh, sweet. So I'm like, bye, meet me up. So we're all sitting right here at a long table. And we're having, like a little bit of something to eat. And I'm listening to Bobby tell me, like, dude, people literally were yelling at me like fans, like, you're being disrespectful. What are you doing? Blah, blah, like getting angry. And he's like, it was kind of awkward, but I stayed in it. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see it. About a half hour of being here, my phone rings, and I look at it, and it's Matty P. Now, this is back when Matty P was like an offensive assistant.
Right.
I don't even think he was on the defensive side of the ball at this time. And he's like, I answer the phone, and I'm like, hello? And I don't tell anybody what I'm going to do. Like, none of my teammates had a clue why I was out there doing jumping jacks. So he is crying, laughing, like he can't even get a word out. And finally, he's like, I know it was you. It's like, Fredo, I know it was you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, look, he goes, we're watching, because the coaches always watch film first so that they know how much they can dog cuss me.
Right.
Like, oh, you suck light on these 17 plays. Well, he said they're in there watching film. He's like, first of all, he's like, Ivan couldn't even sleep. He was laughing so hard because Ivan Fears always slept in meetings. Ivan hasn't fallen asleep the whole entire meeting. Pep J had to leave. He's like, I fell out of my chair. And he goes, not once did Bill even acknowledge that there was something funny.
That is funny.
No
Not
way.
once.
No
So
way.
it was pretty good, man.
And Bobby's here, so he can't
And
confirm.
Bobby's here. We
can't confirm.
It's full circle right now. Like full
that
circle,
is
baby.
outstanding.
We're back here at the
Awesome.
scene of the semi-scene of the crime.
And what happened when you all watched it together?
Oh my God, man! So we always start out watching as a unit. So the offense is on one side, the defense is on the other side. There's like a big giant room, and they had a divider in the middle. And because defensive guys they're not really smart, they can't retain knowledge. They go through film pretty quickly.
Right.
So they got to it first, and you can just like the walls shaking. They're dying laughing, dude. And then we get to it, and I knew because the coaches were like kind of looking back, like, you son of a bitch, wait till we get to this one. Everybody's losing their minds, man. It was awesome. It was great.
That's so good. That might be one of the best ones. Yeah. I was going to ask you what's the best one, but that's up there. It's got to be up there.
We've had a lot, like with the teammates, man. There were a lot. Some we can and can't talk about, and but we had a lot. I mean, we had a lot of fun. Like the things that we did to each other going to practice. Like we would drive around to the bubble, and guys' cars would get stolen, and the amount of stuff we did.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, and I still have a lot of paraphernalia because again, like it's on loan, and I'm just good steward, to be honest with you, and it's not easy to collect all this stuff. So I, who was it? He came in with Hernandez out of Florida, linebacker, big dude. He also, I think he doubled as a pimp. I'm pretty sure he pimped. I mean that, and with all, because I know it's
linebacker. Oh, that was
you know who it is.
I do.
Come on. Out of Florida,
big
same
dude.
year with
Not
Hernandez. Spikes.
Was it Spikes?
Yes, Brandon Spikes.
Brandon Spikes.
So Spikes was a fun-loving criminal, man. Always had a smile on his face. Again, I mean, if you're a pimp, you don't have a bad day. Listen, let me clarify.
That might be the most profound thing ever said.
I'm not just saying this. I'm telling you, and I don't have background in this, but I've seen enough movies. They wear full-length fur coats.
Yeah. They're always
there are
dressed
certain
to the
things
nines.
you can see.
Yep.
And he had a full-length. He had multiple full-length fur coats. Lots of women around him all the time.
Yep.
I mean, you tell me if that's not a classic definition.
What kind of hat do you wear?
I mean,
Yes, exactly.
Did it have a feather in
One
it?
did have one feather. Just one feather.
There it is.
Yep.
a feather hat.
So, okay, so that's not even part of the story. But somebody told me, like, hey, man, he parked in a handicap spot, which he probably didn't know that, but he was parked in, and he has a car that, like, screams, I'm a pimp. So I'm like, wait a minute, he parked in a handicap, like, yeah, dude, and, like, the guy was going to do something, but I told him, it was another teammate telling me this, and I was like, all right, so I stole his car, and in his car, I found a handicap, like the thing that you put on the rear, the placard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So now I'm like, all right, this is like being a dad. I'm just trying to teach him a lesson.
Right.
So I steal that, and then I put his car in a place where I knew he was never going to find it. So when he comes in the next day, he like comes right up to me. He's like, hey man, I couldn't find my car when I went to leave last night. And I'm like, you lose it often? Like, I can't help you. I don't know anything about your car. I go, Brandon, I don't even know what kind of car you drive. And he's like, seriously, you didn't take my car? I'm like, to what end? And he's like dumbfounded. So another day goes by. Now I actually I forget things, get busy. Well, I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just like 2 days removed from this. He comes up to me, he's like, hey man, you seriously didn't take my car? I'm like, you still haven't found
How
my
is
car.
he getting around?
I don't know.
One of the ladies?
Yeah, there's probably a service. And so I'm like, nah, man, I don't know. I honestly, I think it was at least a week.
No.
Oh my God.
Now, when I say I put it in a place where he couldn't find it, a lot of other people knew where it was.
Right.
And if you were really looking for it,
You could find it.
you were going to be able to find it.
Right.
He was just like, well, I don't have a car. And he finally did get his car, but I'm sure he realized at some point that he didn't have his, little placard, and
He was probably more pissed about that than the car.
Right. I do have that placard. I
Do
do.
you still
To this day, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you parked your car in the handicap with his placard on it.
Which would have been awesome.
Would have been good.
I don't know what you're talking
Would have
about.
been great. Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah, we
was
did that
great.
to my college roommate. He's a goalie, and he was starting, and we stole his car and hit it on the day of his start. Threw it for a loop.
Yeah. I mean, in the real world, it's hard to have that much fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Especially
like
nowadays.
Employees look at you weird. And,
I mean, you probably couldn't have got away with a lot of it now. Because now it's so different.
I think it is. It's a different environment. It's a different.
People are
from the
sensitive, too.
outside. Yeah, they are.
People are so sensitive now.
Well, because first of all, you have to have a connection with someone. Like if you're going to bust chops, like I
Right.
tell people all the time, like if I don't like you, there's no way in hell that I'm going to try to pull a joke on you.
Right.
Like I'm going to slash your tires or key your car. You know what I mean? Like if I don't like
Right.
you, like if I genuinely think you're kind of a dirtbag or you're just not a good
You're
human,
not gonna waste your time.
the
right?
last thing
Right.
I'm going to do is take. I mean, I put a lot of effort into these things.
Right.
So I think in the same notion, when you mess with people, it's because you've built that bond and you have a trust and you know that there's a level of integrity
Right.
that allows you to do that. When you live in a world where you don't even scratch the surface anymore, right? All you're doing is looking at a profile, and then you're basing whether or not that person can be a part of your life or your conversation based on the idea of what they represent and not who they are.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that we talk a lot about, through our foundation and the work we've done now for, we've been around for 23 years, working with kids through the Life Foundation. And that is, hey, you know what? When you come into our world, those cell phones all get, and I love this part, we actually make them place it themselves into a box that I then get to put a giant padlock on.
Nice.
And those are gone.
Right.
And what's really cool is that even though there's a big problem in our communities and in our school systems and in life and in our family model, there's a big problem with connectivity because people are far less connected than they should be because of this thing we call technology and advancements and connectivity. It's the opposite. We all know this, but it's like really hard to get it out of your day-to-day life.
Right.
But when you force that, which a lot of parents aren't willing to do that because it just requires a lot more work in a lot of cases, and some of them don't have the time, I get it. But when you force that, it's amazing how quickly kids go right back to being kids.
Right.
They'll actually look at a bike and be like, oh, I wonder if I could ride that.
Yep.
You know how many kids don't know how to ride a bike today? It's
insane.
I'm trying to teach them how to get on a dirt bike and have fun going around a track. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. Have you ever ridden a bike? And they're like, no. And I'm like, ooh, okay, we're gonna start with an unpowered set of wheels and try to get this figured out,
Wow. Now you bring up the Light Foundation, which is such an amazing thing that you've done. What exactly do you guys do? I mean, I know you guys do a lot.
Sure.
And I love the fact that I've been able to be a part of the Shootout. Last year was my first time ever holding a gun. Well, actually, no, not true. My grandfather was a Boston cop.
Oh, wow.
And so my father had his guns, and I got to hold one time. No bullets, nothing. But that was the first time I ever shot a gun. It was at the Shootout last year.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like,
And
I
if you're
kind of
athletic,
enjoyed it a little too much.
Yeah, like you typically, an athlete typically does pretty good because you have natural hand-eye coordination, and that's what a lot of this is. Because for our event, just to clarify, it's like, we're shooting targets that are flying through the air, and we have so many people that it is their first time.
Yeah.
And they really do enjoy it, which is really cool because that event now, this is our 21st year.
Yeah.
And that event is what has gotten us to today. So, 90% roughly of our annual fundraising is through that one vehicle.
Oh, wow.
That's
so,
awesome.
The people that support that and the companies that have been on board, the people that they bring to it, they've helped us generate, like, I want to say, well over 10 million at this point.
It's incredible.
And I should know that number, but, last year was amazing. I mean, we raised, close to 1.4 million shooting guns in the outdoors. And of that, it cost us, say, $150,000 to do it, which I know that's a lot of money.
Right.
But, I feel there's an awesome
response.
right. When you do something that big and the costs are that low, it means that when people donate to it, that it actually makes a huge impact.
Right.
And it does for us. So we're pretty lucky, man.
Awesome.
What I thought was cool was, it was almost like a golf course. Where you go to, you go to stations.
Like an angry golf course.
Oh, very angry.
Yeah.
And you shoot in different challenges. One shoots this way.
One's rolling across the ground like a rabbit.
It's like,
right.
I think I got 22. I did okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
out
if
of
that's
400,
good.
which is not.
Out of
not a
400?
big, I think it was 400.
That's
one.
400. Get the fuck out of here. There was no way I shot 400.
I'm pretty sure you missed a lot. Yeah. No. You shot half then, because that's
that was
a 50
the first
play
time.
course.
That's
which is
not bad, right?
No, man.
So,
and there's an addiction too, because even if you miss, it's boom and you smell powder. You're like, yeah, I like this.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was unreal.
I mean, better when you break them, but it's been a great event for us, man. And so in 2002, we had just come off the 01 Super Bowl.
Right.
I was a kid when I grew up, man. I'd never seen a football game in my life until I played in one. I had no idea where New England Patriots were located. And I'm not just saying this, like, I'm dead serious.
Right.
And then, obviously you learn pretty quickly. And that crazy season, and I remember sitting around in the off season and saying, okay, what am I really going to do with this? And, I come from a family of educators. My mom taught music for 35 years. My dad taught at the college level. He's taught all kind of stuff, but he does a little bit of everything. And my sister homeschooled, all 7 of her kids. I mean,
wow.
so it was easy for me to look at things and say like, okay, well, we got a cool platform and we can raise some money and we can help benefit organizations. And then we morphed into, hey, we don't want to just be a pass-through and help other organizations. We want to own the programming so that we know we're going to make the kind of impact that we want to make.
Right.
And so we focus on leadership and all the qualities that go into it. And honestly, once you have the umbrella of what we call the Life Foundation Leadership Academy, everything else you do relates to the idea that, hey, if you're a youngster, somebody needs to be pouring into you how important it is to just walk up to somebody and look them in the eye and shake their hand.
Right.
Ask them who they are. Ask them about their business. If we're going to take a career educational tour, whatever it is we're doing, like, the little things from a leadership perspective go such a long way, and they set you up for success in everything that you do in life. And so, showing respect, having integrity, doing what you say you're going to do, showing up on time, all those things are really important. Now, we do them in cool ways. Like, we teach a timber framing camp, and it's a timber framing leadership camp. We obviously have a football camp, but I'm not really worried about whether they can, make something or they can play football really well. I want them to do the things that'll make them better people and better leaders. So that's what we do, man. We serve about 7,500 kids annually. We got a 500 plus acre facility in Ohio where we bring kids from all over. We do a lot of programming right here in the Northeast as well. And man, it's awesome.
So you have the Shootout, which is coming up, right?
September 9th, man.
September 9th.
Yeah.
And then
Crazy.
Fool's Night Out.
Fool's Night Out. Typically on April Fool's Day.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And do you have anything else coming up, or?
You know what? Coming up, the Shootouts are a big deal.
Yep.
And man, we've got some amazing operators that are coming in. We do an event within an event. We call it Operator for a Day. So I've got these guys that, if you guys are familiar with the special operations community.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Delta Force and what they represent. Amazing people, man. So, I've been blessed to be able to meet a number of these guys that have served at the highest level, been involved in some of the most, important missions, military missions in the history of our nation, right? And they come in and they work with a lot of our corporate guys and sponsors and people, take them around to special ranges, teach them what they know best. So it's a really cool, intimate experience, with like living heroes, man, legends.
Oh, no question.
So
I'm able to, we've done some great stuff with the Warrior for Life Fund. And Captain Ryan Crowley, who founded it with the Bruins alumni. And I went out to Montana to do an event out there, Face Off for Heroes, and they have the special ops teams come in. Like this, so
those guys are nuts.
like you're on the ice with all these guys that could kill you in 6 different ways, and I'm calling penalties, right? I'm telling them, what to do. But I always say the Navy SEALs, these guys, and we have John Eccles, a former Navy SEAL, coming on next week.
Oh, nice, man.
They're my rock stars.
Yeah.
Like I can meet Tom Brady, and he's, Tom Brady, or you name any athlete or performer.
Yep.
They're just like you and me. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't do what they do at a high level, but we can do what they do.
Right.
SEALs, Special Ops, Army Rangers,
like
they're another level of human.
No doubt.
And they're my rock stars. I love hanging out with those guys and listening to those stories. The funniest thing, we took a ride with one of the Army Rangers that was in Montana. He goes, I just want us to invade a country with more alcohol and hot women. he's like, when are we going to invade Cancun?
Not a bad idea.
But they're such cool people.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, I run the referees for Army and the Air Force. So I go to those academies and I go to the schools, and there's so many people around. You don't even know who they are and what they do. And I'm standing there and that he was one of the team members of the Black Hawk Down. His helicopter went down. He runs the show around here, and I just shook his hand. I was like, it's incredible, right? It's just meeting those people are just awesome.
And we've got, Kyle Lamb will be here. He was in Mogadishu, that whole incident. I mean, we've got Kevin Holland. He's the guy that pulled Saddam out of the hole. I mean, we're talking.
That's awesome.
And there's a difference, right? So within, and let's just keep it in I guess, in my world. But if you walk into any locker room, there will be the guys that are like revered on the outside. Right. And so a Tom Brady or a Teddy Bruschi and all that stuff. And in many cases, those guys are also revered on the inside. Right. But there are situations where you talk, like I'll talk to a buddy of mine and I'll say, man, is he a good dude? And he's like, yeah, I mean, he's a good dude. So he's somebody that's really revered on the outside, but inside doesn't hold as much clout. Right? These guys, the respect that they get from their peers. Because there are elite operators, and then there's operators. Now, if you're an operator, you're elite. Right. But then the elite of the elite. And then you get to spend time with them, and what you find out is that, not only are they willing to do things that most humans can't possibly fathom, let alone survive, they're also like the most humble. Most gifted. Like they can make decisions in a split second that are life and death, and they don't waffle on them. Like they have the ability to turn things on and off and physically turn things on and off that would kill most.
And they can assess a room. Like I remember talking to one of them, and he said, I can't relax in a room because I'm looking at who's there, who's a threat, where can I get out, what, like, just their mind works is incredible. I got shot by a Navy SEAL in your hockey game, the Matt Light Foundation hockey game.
You took one to the shin.
Chris Willie, who's the biggest Navy SEAL, I think, that exists.
You can't get out of the way, huh?
We were calling him in Montana, we were calling Chris Willie, if Kevin Miller had a cheat code, that was Chris Willie.
Kevin Miller. God
blasted me. Talk about, we went to his house, and he was
out in Colorado?
Out in Montana.
Oh, Montana, yeah.
And,
he's a rancher now.
Yeah.
Oh,
2,000 acres or something. He's got horses. He came on. He was on the podcast. And
Kevin's a great guy.
Oh,
he's awesome.
Super guy. And Chris Willie's a great guy, but he rifled me with a Slapshot, and I broke a bone. And
did you?
Yeah.
Like officially broke a bone?
I was in a boot.
Yeah, he was in a boot for like
I was in a
6
boot.
months or
Actually,
something.
no, it wasn't. I'm
weeks.
sorry. Hold on. It wasn't your game. It was the game before. In the,
I was gonna say, 'cause I feel like you showed up in a boot.
It was the Warrior for Life game. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
It was the Warrior for Life game, and they were playing the 2011 reunion team.
Do you have an X-ray that proves that you actually broke
I got it all.
Okay.
I can get a doctor's note if you need it. I was in a boot. I showed up in a boot. I came because I was supposed to referee
Do you get
your
like
game.
any kind of recognition from the military?
No, but I can say I got shot by a Navy SEAL and lived. That's what I say. How many people can say that, right?
I feel like it's a real disrespect to him that he can't kill you. I mean, you survived that.
He could kill me for sure.
Kind of depressing.
The best was in Montana. I go to take a shower, and there's like it's a regular locker room shower, and in there is Chris Willie, Kevin Miller, and another SEAL, and they're all jacked, and they're all drinking beers, and they're like, hey, Rouse, come on in. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is a scene from a prison. Get out of here. I'm like, not going in until all you leave.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, my first uncomfortable moment in a shower in the league. We're in Old Foxborough Stadium, and I know this is where people are gonna really tune in. Like, wait, turn this up a little bit, because it's so weird to lead with that. Like my most intense first moment in the shower.
I brought it up, so
right. And I'll never forget this, but in Old Foxborough Stadium, look, there were junior highs that had better facilities. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
like it was really bad. And I remember it was like a rectangle, and it wasn't real big. I mean, it wasn't real big at all because everything back then was a lot different than they have it today. And right when you walk in, it was a kind of a big opening to the shower. There's a little bit of shower heads on the right, a little bit on the left, and then there was a long wall of showers, and there was a back wall had some showers. The very first one on the right, that was Willie McGinnis' shower.
Okay.
That was his. I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this. I walk in, assholes and elbows all over the place, but right here where I come in, there's a damn shower. So I go ahead, I'm lathering up, I'm doing my thing. I can't see, but I hear in Willie's voice, "Shower check, little homie." And I was like, that doesn't seem good. This doesn't seem good. And I remember he's standing real close to me. And I'm like, hey, I'll go check out this other one over here. We're good. Intense moments, man. Intense moments, yeah.
Now, is it true Brady never showered?
But he did. He had like I think a lifetime supply of shower pills.
He takes a shower pill.
and then you're good.
And the hair is
You don't
good.
have
It
to
all
shower.
just happens.
That's not eating nightshades, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And almond ice cream. There's a secret to it. If you read the books, you'll get closer to.
Well, I can't
stardom.
afford the books, so I need someone to gift me one, or maybe I could steal one, acquire it, and be a
Custodian.
curator.
That's
Right?
a pro shop after.
Yeah. He had a unique ability to take shower pills quite often. I honestly don't know how he got around the facility. Now, there's a theory that there were secret tunnels.
Really?
See, like, for
Brady
all of us
tunnels?
normal, like mere mortals, we would walk from place to place, in and out of different meeting rooms and stuff. Tommy would just appear. You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, well, Bill's about to walk in, and Bill and Brady. Where'd they come from? It's unbelievable.
It's like an air marshal just shows up.
Yeah. I don't know where he ate either. I have no idea. Like, we were eating the slop out of the tray that everybody gets to, we're like feeding like normal pigs. Not Tommy. I never saw him eat. I'm not 100% sure he is a real human. Yeah, you can make a case for it, but
Well, maybe you were talking about what's buried in the statue. Maybe it's the secret plan of Gillette.
And maybe it's nothing, but there's a part of me that says you don't put something up like that statue without thinking about who's going to find this. I mean, it could be 100 years from now.
Right.
I mean, we don't know what this is going to look like.
No,
You
could
know
be
what
a
I mean?
Planet of the Apes situation where it's buried
All
up to its head.
vines and
right?
Yep.
You don't know.
Yep. And that's why I hunt. Just always be prepared.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what things are going to, do.
No, it's true.
But I would, if I was going to put that statue up there, I would put something profound, like in the base or under it or something. You know what I mean? Like treasure hunters will come and, people will be doing like a deep dive on this area and what it represented and when the statue could be 1,000 years from now. I don't know.
Could be.
I'm just saying.
This season, the Jets or Buffalo, the fans might take that thing down like it's Saddam Hussein.
Oh man, yeah.
Topple that thing.
Well, the Raiders are
horses
coming in.
with long ropes.
Right? It could happen.
They're going to have to put security around that.
Well, I'd say
during
the
game day.
Raiders, but he owns a piece.
Have we
So-
talked about the fact that they're literally going to have to hire security
Yeah.
when there's big events here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who gets on that detail, and what are their specific, areas of
I think
expertise?
they'll rope it off like the diamond there, the
Ooh, I
Hope
don't-
Diamond.
I feel like you want to get close to that, though.
Well, yeah, you do.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm going to get close after.
Yeah.
Now, this coming season, your teammate, Mike Vrabel, coach, I think everyone's happy about that. But, and no disrespect to Gerard Mayo, I think they put him in a position to fail. I don't think he was ready yet.
Yeah.
But what's your, take on what could happen this year with the Patriots?
Well, I think it goes. I mean, I remember when Mike was inducted into the Hall alongside, another great individual, Mr. Dante Scarnecchia, my line coach, right?
Love Dante.
I remember thinking just Mike's words, relationship with him and ownership, and I remember thinking, like, he's got to be here, he's going to be back, right?
Right.
And I think it was the obvious decision to bring him here, but not necessarily because of the success he had in Tennessee, and he did.
Right.
He did a lot of great things in Tennessee. I was actually down there when the Pats went down and he beat, Bill and the team.
Yeah.
And, they had the quarterback pass, and the whole nine, or the throw back to the quarterback that they executed, but, Bill and Tommy didn't. I mean, there were so many great aspects of that game. But it just felt like, that he would end up here. And I think you go through such a transition as what happened with Bill and then to Gerard, but Bill to anybody.
Right.
It's going to take a strong individual, somebody.
Right.
Vraves has never had a problem speaking his piece.
Yeah.
Right.
That guy was on the executive committee, NFLPA, had no problem, sharing information and telling guys, that they had rights. I mean, Mike doesn't back down from anything.
Right.
And if anything, man, he's looking for a good fight to pour, his effort into. So
Right.
I think that mentality is what wins in the National Football League. You've had to figure out how to play within the rules. You've had to figure out the rule changes and how to, figure out strategies that are different today than they ever were. There's a lot of things you got to do as a head coach. But I'm going to tell you what never fails is hitting people in the mouth.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And by the way, that's why we wear pads. It's why we have a helmet on. If football isn't violent, it's not football.
Right.
So they wanted to take a lot of that away from the game because you have FanDuel and DraftKings. Yeah. I get it. And there's a lot of money that's being made and is the biggest driver today, I think, in the National Football League, but maybe in sports as a whole.
Yeah.
Right?
You can bet on anything.
You can bet on anything, and the revenue that's being generated is off the charts. So we cater to that. I'm a realist. I understand how the world works.
Yep.
But let me tell you something. You can take all that money and all that flash and all the stuff that comes with these rule changes and all that, right? Not hitting receivers, not hitting quarterbacks. I mean, all this stuff that's made the game weak.
Right.
You can nullify a lot of that by just hitting those people right in the mouth. And I'm a big fan of that, man. That means your run game, it has to be really solid. It means what you do in the pass game strategically with screens and slip screens and all that kind of stuff, you better own it. And because you can only practice so much.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing today. How can I prepare my team to play tough football? It's a lot easier to prepare them to play the way that they want you to play today.
Right.
And do this finesse game and run down the field and get the separation and make some tight throws. And that's why quarterbacks are so important, obviously. Right? On the flip side, I would try to major in just beating the hell out of everybody. And guess what? You know where it really pays off? After Thanksgiving.
Right.
And you know what really helps you is winning after Thanksgiving.
Right.
So I like that. I think Mike brings that mentality, and I'm not just saying that because he jumped into some fights. I mean, I would be busting his balls if he didn't jump in those fights.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's what you do.
But you see it in the preseason too, right? Like, those guys are hammering everybody. Like, that first preseason game was like, for me, I was like, wow, this was entertaining to watch. Like, it's preseason, but they came out, they were ready to go, they were punching them in the mouth, and the run game was incredible, right? And and it wasn't just like the starters, like the whole team, start to finish, played like that. It was like, you can tell that's a mentality, and this is how we're gonna play. When you come here, you better be ready to get punched in the mouth. And you have to practice that, man, and you have to live that, and you have to have a coach that expects that. I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to do really well, right? And the running game is technical, I've always liked the way Josh calls a game. Love it. Okay. I think his creativity is pretty legendary. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. I think there's a real art and a skill to be able to communicate, exactly how you want things done, but also give the freedom. I mean, when he had 12 back there, Tommy didn't need to be told anything, really even once after a while, right? I mean, he understood it. Here's the mindset. Here's what we want to try to get done. All right, cool, gotcha. Right. Thanks, Josh, but I want to try this a little bit differently. And they've always been open to feedback. The thing I loved about our offense is that I could go up to Josh or a Billy O or whoever and say, hey, give me an opportunity to cut this dude early in the game. Right, I want to give him something to think about, and I need you to throw me a bone. So throw me a 3-step in this opener, or just after the opening series if we're in a position to do it. No problem. Like, gotcha. Do you think players do that nowadays with coaches, or do you think they're intimidated? I don't know. I would err on saying probably not. I mean, it took me a while too. I had to get to a position where I was comfortable doing those things, but and then I'm also a big fan of how Josh formations things, how he utilizes the talents that he has, right? I got a fullback that's lining up at tight end, that's going in motion, that's then going to end up as the slot receiver, and I can mix and match, and I'm going to be a personnel nightmare for you. Right. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have to figure out how you get the guys on the field to be able to take away some of the weapons that we're coming with, but we're not doing it the same way this week we did it last week. I mean, not only Vrabel and Josh, you got, all the other coaches that are involved in this, like, they're not first-year guys. It's like last year I felt it was like, oh, he's a first-year coordinator, first year this, first year that, all this kind of stuff. I feel like the coaching has risen on the whole staff as a whole, in my opinion, and I think that's going to help.
Drake May, what's your thoughts?
I think there's still a lot you got to see. I mean, last season, and again, I don't evaluate a quarterback the way a lot of other people do. I bet you the best way to say this is that the number one thing I look for out of a quarterback, is their ability to handle the media. And I know this is going to sound foreign.
No,
I mean, look, they don't get a chance because they don't have some of the other tangibles that are really important, right? Like throwing a ball and making good decisions, whatever. But for me, what I'm looking for is how they're handling the media. How do they handle success and failure, right?
Yep.
Because that speaks to the entire team.
Yes.
And that goes to the trust that you can build with the guys that are around you, because there's a lot of people that you need to please. You know what I'm saying? If you're a quarterback, you're trying to please the coaches and the ownership and all that stuff, but it's the guys that you're throwing the ball to and handing it off to, and the guys that are blocking for you. You have to impress a lot of people, and you have to earn that every single day. And so how you deal with the media is really important. The things that he says, you know, about his own progress and the progress of the team, those are really important, because whether you want to or not, you're sending a message to your fellow teammates.
Right.
Right? And you are the spokesperson. I mean, look, heavy is the crown, right?
Yes.
You know, like as Sturgill Simpson says, you can call me King Turd up here on Shit Mountain, but if you want it, you can have the crown. For all of our Sturgill Simpson fans, which is one of the greatest songs ever. Anyway, I just think that he's done a great job in those areas.
Yep.
I think he's a humble kid. You know, I think he's a kid that it's personal. I tell you, man, there's a lot of guys I look at and I'm like, you know what? It's personal if it means that you're glorifying him. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people you see out there, and their demeanor and the things that they say, I think, shed a lot of light on who they are, and that plays a role in how they play.
Yeah.
You know?
And it shows leadership.
100%.
I mean, a quarterback has to be the leader of the team.
Yeah, you don't have an option. Like, I had the option of being able to dick around and, you know, seemingly not care about football because I had a life outside of it. But when I was on the field, man, that's the only thing that mattered to me.
Right.
You know, like I was respectful of my position. I may have indulged in too many extracurriculars. And I know Bill wasn't a big fan of it, but we got along.
But you stuck around 11 years.
I know.
Right?
It's a good shift.
I had a lot of evidence.
Maybe the pictures are buried in the statue.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Did Bill ever smile? I mean, I know you fucked with him a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people say behind the scenes he's a completely different person. Like Lenny Clark says that all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, Lenny's getting he's different behind the scenes. I would say he's really uncomfortable. Like, I mean, I've had so much fun with these moments. Like, you know, you walk up to Bill, and I think this is every guy that I know that ever played for him for any length of time has been in this position where, like, here's a great example. I want to go hunting when we get back from an away trip. So we're playing a Monday night game in Miami, which Monday night games suck. They're the worst, right? As a player,
Yeah,
that's the
I bet.
last thing you want to do. You're sitting around all day. You know, it's not a normal routine.
Right.
Your body's on a certain clock, and now you're off. And then, oh, by the way, you play the game, it's super late. You don't even get on the plane until 3 in the morning. By the time you land here, it's like 4:35, and it's going to be light in an hour and a half. Well, for someone like me, I'm like, well, hell, if I could just get off the plane in Providence and and people don't realize this either, like, we didn't get to drive ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, everything was done as a team, so get on the bus and then cruise all the way up to Foxborough and then finally get home. So I was like, well, it'd be a lot more efficient if I just got off in Providence and drove to my tree stand so I could get up and hunt. Now, that had nothing to do with winning football games, but it was my off day, and I did have the right to do this. So I was like, at a point where I was like, oh, I'm going to ask Bill if I could just not ride the team bus. So I remember I walk up to Bill, and I'm like, hey, Bill, it would be cool when we land coming back from Miami if I have a car down at the parking lot at TF Green, if I could just go jump in my car and take off. And I swear to you, Bill's just like, and then so when someone doesn't have not even an ounce of a reaction, and it's your head coach, and he's kind of an intimidating guy anyway in some ways, you're just like, the only thing you can do is just keep talking.
Yeah,
so then I'm like, well, because, I love to hunt, and I do have a tree stand, it's pretty close, and by the time we get back in, it won't be light, but it'll be light if I try to drive down there, and you don't want to get up in the stand because they'll see it coming. And he's like, And I'm like, no, but, because if we did come all the way back up here, by the time I get my stuff, but I have all my stuff in my car down there, so I just think I just get off the plane right there, and then I could go, and then I'm back, and then, because it's going to be like, I'm not going to be able to sleep afterwards. Nothing. By the time I'm done talking, I've actually been the one to say no. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I really didn't want to, I don't have to get off the bus. I mean, I could come all the way back, and I don't have to go all the way down there. You know what? I didn't want to hunt anyway. I don't even like hunting, Bill. And then he's like, and then he does some guttural, like snorting sound, and then walks away. And I'm like, you know what? Not at all did that happen the way I thought it was going to happen.
You did some Jedi mind trick.
I don't know how he does it.
Your impression of Bill
that's an
Belichick
art.
is so spot on.
Yeah.
It's so spot on.
What was 11 years?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah.
And
That's
I
true.
thought a lot of the stuff I did was kind of funny.
Not to him.
Nah, man. Like, especially when I shocked him. I will never forget that. The first words out of his mouth were, "You ever walk in my office again and I'll kill you."
That was the
He
mouse.
probably meant it too.
I was like,
Right?
yeah. I was like, no
Didn't
kidding.
you get him twice, though? You got him with a remote, too.
He did it to himself twice. He did.
Yeah, the first one's on you. The second one's on him.
And I think that's a universal,
I think so.
you know what I mean? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, that is pretty universal.
Yeah.
I mean, call me crazy, but you knew what was going to happen. And you did it anyway. We call those error repeaters.
Yeah,
All right?
Don't touch that
Not
hot
for
stove.
nothing. Yeah.
That's,
We had a lot of special moments, so I know he enjoyed the shenanigans. And again, like another thing that probably doesn't happen at all anymore, like during camp, man, like the rookies would get up, they'd do skits.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it was such a way to, again, you did it because you could all laugh at it together.
Right.
right.
I mean, my rookie year, because I love this stuff, to me it was like, holy smokes, we get to,
Yeah.
yes. And like all the older guys are like, yeah, Rook, get up there and dance. I'm like,
Yeah.
what took you so long?
He did it
Like, this
11
is
years in a row.
unbelievable. Right.
What was your rookie skit? Do you
Dude, so
remember?
we did Patriot Jeopardy, because, Jeopardy was still kind of a big thing back
Right.
in 01. And we did Patriot Jeopardy. And I remember, this is terrible. I remember one of them that brought the house down. We definitely did, because when I got here, one of the things that blew my mind was watching Ty Law and Lawyer Malloy and Tabucky Jones, and there was a crew of them, but basically it was Ty Law and Lawyer Malloy saying and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they were wild, man. By the way, at Bryant College, where we had training camp, those two, one had like a Lamborghini and the other one had a Ferrari or something, like two very exotic foreign cars I've never seen before. And I remember they were trying to go over the speed bumps in the parking lots.
Oh, they couldn't do it.
It was just like, and I'm like, oh man. And they're like laughing about it. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is so great. But I remember we did one where we had phone a friend. You know how like they used to do like, the whole phone a friend thing? So it was like the question was something, and the guy, the rookie, was pretending to be a lawyer, and he calls Ty, and Ty, every other word's an F-bomb, like, what's up, motherfucker? Like, blah, 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 and they're like doing their thing, and it brought the house down. But the other one that was great on Patriot Jeopardy was, the question was, what is that stuff in the corner of Charlie's mouth? And I love Charlie. But you like when you're talking all the time and you're coaching and you get the little saliva build up.
Yeah,
and I
right.
remember like the answers were like, gravy, half and half. Like it was
Bacon
just
grease.
like, it was like crazy stuff, right? And I remember the look because all the coaches are in there too, man. The look from Charlie was just like, Light, you're dead. And he did end up taking my cell phone for like a week because I had it in the meeting room. I don't even know why it was on me, and it went off. I didn't have it on silent, and that was one of the things. But you did not have a phone in a meeting room. So Charlie literally, I think he was calling like friends in other countries. Like, I don't know, but like he had my phone for a week. I was like, come on, coach.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Outside of Brady, the best player you played against or with?
Well, I mean, I've always said, like, at my position and over my 11-year career, I played, against just, some great talent. I mean, And I wouldn't say that I liked playing against the really good ones, but it always made you sharper, and you always learned something. And so, when I look at it early in my career, right, 2001 to say like 2004 or 5, I think John Abraham was the first to leave the AFC East of the big three. So like, I mean, look, our three teams, whether it was Miami, Buffalo, or the Jets, they all had good defensive ends. I mean, he had Xerxes down there in Miami, a.k.a. Jason Taylor.
Right.
I mean, freak of nature. I mean, the guy was the best there was early in his career. He was the best. And then you had, John Abraham with the Jets, and man, he was so shifty and smart player, good technician. And then you had Aaron Schobel, who was like just full tilt. And those guys were all Pro Bowlers, right?
Right.
Some, were just they had a dynamic impact on their teams, right? So, I mean, I felt like I was in a fight for my life. But the guy that, I think the guy that I definitely have the most respect for was Dwight Freeney, and not look. I mean, a lot of people know about Dwight and all that, but I think if you were to break down his film on a play-by-play basis over his, and he had an unbelievably long career, which is unique. The guy took care of himself. The guy was like gifted, and what I say about defensive ends is if you have one move as a defensive end that you consistently win with. So what does consistently win? Like if you can beat them like a third of the time with that move, that's an all-star move.
Right.
If if a guy gets 2 sacks a game, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And if you win a third of the time, like if you pull this move, say 3 or 4 times and it works once in a game, that's a sack.
Right.
A sack a game is a big deal.
Right.
So a third of the time he could win not with one move. He had 3 and arguably 4 moves that were all world, right? So everybody knows about a spin move. He was like the first guy to make that a big deal. But he didn't just beat you with a spin move. He massacred you. Like he made you look really, really bad.
And he wasn't that big for.
He wasn't that tall, but he had a massive lower body. His legs, he had a lot of power. And because he was a little bit smaller, it actually worked to his advantage. And he had some decent arms. I mean, but he had his spin move. He had a speed to power, which was really good, man. And then he could skin the edge as good as anybody, man. He could get low, give you hardly anything to target to hit. And so you didn't know which one you're going to get, man. You're sitting down on what you think is going to be a spin move, and then he just bull rushes you, speed to power, hits you right in the chest, picks you off your feet, Or you're sitting down for the spin move, and he just skins the edge and flies right by you. So, or you think he's going to fly by you, and he spins. And that's game over, buddy.
Guessing game all night.
One time, I swear to you, and this is on film, obviously, but we're playing him, and he spun past me. I don't even know if I touched him. He then spun past Logan because Logan was holding off a nose tackle, and Dwight's out here, and so Logan's just giving a hand presence to Cope, but he's looking my way because we have the linebacker in the end, and he's there to give me help. He goes to hit him. He spins right past Logan. Well, the nose tackle went across face on Copen, and Copen's just kind of backing off, and he goes to hit him. He spins past Copen and almost sacks Brady.
3 spins.
Now that's a damn good player. The man had it figured out.
I hated him because he was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated the Colts, and I hated Manning.
I always liked Manning.
No, and I'm not to take anything away from Manning. He was a great player, but I fucking hated him.
It was his face.
Just wanted to fucking. He's got that face you want to punch.
Yeah.
He does.
I feel like you get a lot of that from your mom.
You think?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what passes down. Not all of it. I'm just saying, like if you have a face that someone wants to punch, it's not your dad's fault.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You never want to punch anyone's mom.
You can't.
You can't.
But that's why it goes to the son.
The son. That makes sense, actually, when you think of it that way.
Yep.
That does make sense with my mom. I look like her.
It actually showed up on a 23andMe. It was like I got an alert that says you have a face that people want to punch, and that comes from your mother.
That's right. It directly goes back. It's DNA.
They figured it out.
They proved it. Science.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. And now the Chinese know. Because apparently they own 23andMe. You didn't know that, did you, when you sent your blood in?
Oh, I haven't sent my blood in.
Oh, you haven't?
I won't send my blood in. No. No. Have you sent your blood in?
I made a mistake.
You did?
Yeah.
That shocks
I
me.
did
It shocks me that you
I
would
want to
send
see
it
if
in.
Dad was really Dad. Hey, I will say that one of the craziest things was the realization that, I mean, there were a lot of people that found out things that they probably didn't want to know.
No. I
Yeah,
know.
right.
And I feel like no one's talking about that anymore,
Yeah,
but there was
no.
a short window there where, like, it was a big deal, man. Did you hear about Jeff? And it's like a crazy story. Like, no. Like, his mom was the maid. Like, seriously. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Wild.
man.
Maybe I do want it. I don't know what they'd find in my background.
Yeah.
You know?
As a matter of fact, I think they should rule that out for anyone from Kentucky.
Well, you definitely find out that relatives are more than relatives,
Hey,
right?
man.
You know, you call people Uncle Daddy down there. It's true. I've been there. It's a scary place.
Yeah, there are
You know?
definitely areas you don't, like, you shouldn't play around with that one. But, like, California, awesome.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
figure out where all these freaks came
Yeah,
from.
well,
Yeah, right?
it-
This is going to
yeah.
be great.
And it leads back to some Scandinavian country.
Or Governor
Right.
Newsom.
His tweets lately have been incredible.
He's a beautiful man. Like, I feel like he's really well dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's no Henrik Lundqvist.
I have a hard time staying on topic. I
Oh,
really
no.
do.
This
Yeah,
is.
likewise.
Yeah.
This is how we do it.
That's how we do it.
roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't
just
do,
yeah.
And most of my conversations are meaningless. You know what I mean? Like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, I have a great time with them.
Yeah.
I really do. I have a great time right now. But like, if I had to look at a scale of efficiency when it comes to, like, where, like, most of my time is spent, like, nonsense most of it.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's
We're meals.
Yeah.
that's not a bad way to spend your life.
No, I feel like laughter
You know?
is a good cure.
It's the best medicine.
Yeah.
Increases blood flow through the heart by 33%. That was a medical study they did, published in the medical journal.
Seriously?
No shit. That's why I charge co-pays at the end of every show. You know, why wouldn't I? Matt, this has been.
Yeah, this has been
I think
awesome.
we ended on punching people in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 23andMe.
I love that.
You know, find out that your uncle is more than your uncle.
We covered a lot of ground.
I think we
We
did.
did.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
almost
we
like
did.
therapy for me. I mean, I don't. By the way, I don't get to go back in time very often. Like, I spend my life doing weird stuff, right? Like if I had to give you an idea, like, I'm going home to. We had rain for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are like. I mean, you're probably worried about your lawn. I get it, but I got food plots for my deer. I want things to be able to start growing. I got my seed in yesterday. That was a big deal. Seeded a whole bunch of my food plots. I now have about 5 or 6 white oak logs. I'm going to be milling into deck boards for my new trailer. I mean, this is important stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I don't get to, like, break away from, like, the farm life and like, I live a very sheltered life.
Yeah.
And see stuff. So I get to see the statue for the first time. We're hanging out here in the shadow of Gillette Stadium, and I get to walk down memory lane on some
Yeah.
old stories. I mean, this is, it's
What
therapy.
the hell's a food? What do you call it? A food plot? Food plot?
Food plot? Yeah.
Plot.
Plot.
Food for you
Yeah,
or
it's
food for animals?
the deer.
The deer. And what do you put in there?
I track them so that I can then.
Shoot them.
There we
So,
go.
isn't that's kind of bullshit, isn't it?
It's
Like-
not. It's
like-
not. It's not.
Well, I suppose,
It's not.
we use things to attract women, so
Yeah.
I guess
Like cologne.
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
Yep.
I mean,
That spiky hair.
we don't
Yeah.
shoot them typically. You know, not saying we don't want them.
No, the food plots are kind of like a, it's been going on forever. You know, you put stuff out there that they like to eat, keeps them in the area, keeps them happy.
Plumps them up from
plumps
better
them up.
venison,
Yeah, gives them
right?
a lot of nutrition.
But isn't that like throwing bread out in a pond and then blasting ducks?
Because they're
Like, is that wrong?
they're mainly there in the evening. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
in that
Yeah,
dark when
yeah.
you can't hunt them.
Yeah.
It's just a good tool to keep them around. And I mean, I love managing properties and managing wildlife. And I would say this too, right? Like, beef isn't getting cheaper. And
True.
No.
Very
I
true.
don't have to worry about what hormones they pump through my animals.
Right,
and
right.
I know where my
Stuff
product comes from, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, I harvest it. So I got my own butchery. Like, a matter of fact, I like butchering as much as I do hunting.
Really?
Like, it's fun for me, man. I like breaking down animals and coming up with different cuts and.
Kevin Miller talked about that.
Yeah.
Kevin Miller talked
yeah,
about how
big
he eats
into it.
everything he
Yeah.
kills, and
Yeah,
he'd
man.
rather eat something that, an elk or something that he shot
No doubt.
than going to, Whole Foods.
And I got to get a hold of it because I'm going to be out in Oregon in a couple of weeks on an elk hunt. And I'd love to stop by and see his place, man. I got a video of him, like, with his whole family. He looks like he's, like, in a Western.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'll show you the pictures after. Like it's a ranch,
Yeah.
and it's all these acres, and it's just
Oh, it's so cool.
absolutely amazing. And it's out there, Pony, Montana, it's called, and it's out there. It was about an hour and 20-minute ride from Bozeman,
yeah,
and
beautiful area.
Oh, Bozeman's kind of like Worcester with mountains. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, you see this beautiful mountain range and a Walmart in front of it. It's
Yeah.
just different. I'm glad I went there first before Alaska, because Alaska was just, the mountains. It was like, I said, the mountains in Alaska were like being at a party and a supermodel walks in, and then another one, and then another one, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bang a mountain, I guess is what I'm trying to admit.
Instead, you saw bears
You know?
hopping. So
Well, I did.
Did
I
you?
saw bears
Yeah.
having sex, and I took
Yeah,
a
you
video.
got a video.
I got a video of it.
Wow.
And so I was real close to a few of them,
What
too.
music do you
But-
put to that?
I don't know, but the guy...
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the first thing that I think about.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to be watching
Yeah.
it, in my mind, I'm going to play some soundtrack.
yeah.
I know you could,
Marvin
but
Gaye, yeah, that's what I played when Frankie Chirps had his threesome, right? That was, my dog had a threesome with two big dogs, and we put
or
it
like
to-
the Bruins theme
know?
song or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
something.
know. I know the guy that walked up as I'm videoing, right? Selfie video, and this guy walks up, and I'm like, dude, new category in the hub, huh? And the guy looked at me like he just wanted to walk away.
You Grizzly
you
that
know?
one.
Oh yeah.
You ever think about a sack tap on a Grizzly?
You know what? I thought about it, but that one I definitely died. You know?
Yeah.
You don't know until you try. You don't know.
Dude, I was 10 feet away from, I went in the grass. We played the video. I went in the grass off the trail alone. I failed bear school. And you're supposed to be making noise. I'm like dead quiet.
Yeah.
I look over right to that, 10 yards not even away. There's a giant bear sitting in the grass. And he shook his head. And the head was like this big. And that was the moment I realized I might have fucked up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I grabbed my phone and videoed him.
Yeah,
and then
you
I
did.
left. But
Yeah.
it was incredible.
When you see that, the first thing that comes to mind is it's definitely not snowflake. It's definitely not snowflake.
No,
it's definitely not snowflake.
No. Well, like
It's my favorite.
you're hiking in like Blue Hills or somewhere, you see a deer or you see an animal.
Yeah.
But like, or you see one and you're in a guided tour. Or something. This was just me, the bear, and grass, and they never would have found me. They
Nah.
never would have found me.
it would have been
Yeah.
a slow death too.
You know?
I would have. Now I know this is gonna sound weird, but I would have to film those two bears going at it, and knowing that there were other people that could come by, I would have stripped down completely naked and been filming it. Just because if you pulled up and watched a person standing there, I do this for other people's enjoyment, like to see like. And here's where I'm going with this. So when I was in Alaska. And I'm glad we're talking about this now because we could have stopped a long time ago. But
By the way, that thought did go through my head.
Yeah.
wouldn't that be awesome?
I'm just saying.
Like, you're completely naked just
Yeah.
filming it, and you're like, this is pretty cool, isn't it? You got to be serious. You got to stay in character. But one of the things that is awesome is that I was in Alaska, and I was in Ketchimak Bay, like we were in Homer.
Okay, yeah.
And we're waiting to go out on the Time Bandit with a whole group of people that are coming in town. And we got there a little early, so I'm with a buddy of mine, he's hilarious, Jamie. And Jamie Marshall and I are just messing around, and we're in this little house. They kind of like dropped us off and like, all right, yeah, we'll be back for you in a couple of days. And it's on this big cliff. You can see the ring of fire. Like, I mean, it by the way, it was like a normal yard and then like a 300-foot drop.
Yeah,
And not
yeah.
a fence or not like a sign that was like I don't trust myself in those areas because, like, when you've been drinking a lot, like, you're not thinking about a cliff.
No.
You know what I
No.
mean? Like, so for my own preservation, I try not to go to those areas. But anyways, pretty cool place. And I remember the Hill Strands are the ones that have the Time Bandit, right?
Right.
And it was a famous show, Deadliest Catch and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But Andy and his family, they're awesome people. Well, Andy was coming to pick us up, and I was like, and we, of course, what do you do when you're like in a place that you don't know, you don't have any ability to leave, and they just dropped you off with a whole bunch of booze? We're sitting there drinking it up. And so it's like 5 o'clock, Andy's supposed to be coming any minute, and I'm like, hey, dude, and we were playing dominoes, and I was teaching my little buddy, Jamie, how to play dominoes. And Jamie's like 5'0". He's like a little tiny, guy compared to me. And I said, hey, man, let's strip. I'll strip completely naked, and you just have like your boxer on or something. And when he walks in, so I stood down completely naked, and as he's walking in, he's like, hey, guys, what we got? I go, domino, motherfucker. And I'm like, I stand up, and it's just a big, like me naked is kind of comical because it's not something you want to see. And Andy literally almost falls over, like he's dying. He's like, Jamie, little buddy, are you okay? I mean,
so good.
There's nothing that goes wrong whenever you mix naked with normal life.
Oh, no.
You know?
Oh, I can't wait to get a hole-in-one on the golf course because the next hole I'm playing naked.
That's
Nothing
my
but my
father
shoes.
did that.
I know.
My father did that.
That's
I
the
know.
thing.
That
You
was
play the
my
next hole
inspiration.
naked, yeah.
Maybe we should all pose naked with the statue after this.
Wow.
You
That's
know?
that's a strong idea.
I'll do it.
Yeah, there probably will be a moment.
You must know a
Where that
Foxborough
happens.
cop that can get us off. Even though you didn't win the election, you still got to know someone.
That's a good
Right?
point. I did drop a notch. It's like,
Well-
I don't have the diplomatic immunity I used to have.
Yeah, but you know the guy who the statue is made after.
That's a good point, yeah.
So I think that's immunity right there.
There you go.
You know?
Speaking of diplomatic immunity, I watched that video of the AG from Rhode Island that was a little overserved, the woman.
Oh,
Oh,
You
yeah.
see-
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
That's where I went to
Yeah.
school, Newport.
Wow.
Salve.
That was strong.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
Yes.
But I will say that, there needs to be better training on how to get a feisty person in the back of a squad car. Because that woman put up a serious
That-
fight, man.
yeah.
Like
That
she was.
wasn't-
she was stronger than she
Yeah.
looked.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, man.
She
She
did
had
not
some
want that
Good
good
No.
leg press. I bet you probably leg press a couple,
No, she
300,
definitely
400
squats.
pounds.
She doesn't miss leg day.
No.
No, absolutely
was,
not.
That was-
I'm the AG. It's like ding. Haven't heard that one.
I'm a lawyer. Yeah.
No. And she's like yelling at her husband. He's like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Like, back up, bro. Back up.
He's like, I'm not getting in that thing.
I'm like, dude, I would have just walked away.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do.
Nothing's gonna
Like,
change.
Mama Bear's upset. We get that.
No, you're not changing that situation. Yeah.
No, man.
We'll talk
and
about
they-
this tomorrow.
Yeah, they memorialize these things. I mean, I don't know how many views that thing got.
It's got to
I
have
mean,
a bunch.
But it's a strong video.
Oh, it is outstanding.
Hard to show up on Monday after that one.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And prosecute. That's the funny part. She's got to prosecute people. Imagine the first case she's on is a drunk driving case. It's
Yeah.
like, I think I'm in. I think
or
I'm
a
going to plead
trespassing
innocent. Yeah, trespassing, right? Resisting arrest. Let's put them all on the board.
Hey,
Holy
yeah,
shit.
you're free to go.
Well, every time we try to end these, it
Yeah.
becomes
we have usually
it becomes a
half
ninth
hour,
grade
yeah.
date for me. I don't know how to end it.
Yep.
And so
Fully clothed.
fully clothed. That might change
Yep.
though when we get on with the statue. I'm sack tapping that thing, by the way, all day. That thing's gonna make a nice noise too
Full
when
circle.
I whack it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Got a
Be like
ring
the
on?
moose.
No.
No, I don't. I'm not. I
Yeah.
got no rings.
Just any ring.
I lost mine a few years back. So, but I'm gonna
Tornado.
give it a smack.
Tornado
Oh.
took it.
Yeah. I can't talk about it because then it costs me money. So, let's just say I live with a little dog. That's what by the way, my Frankie Chirps, right? This dog, I realize this. It's the best relationship I've ever been in because there's no expectations, right? I expect him to be nothing but a dog. And he
Yeah.
expects, never will he expect me to call and check in when I'm out with the boys.
There you go.
It's a perfect relationship,
Does change after a
right?
while, though.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you bring out peanut butter, it might change, but I'm not into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, I've had a lot of dogs, and I know the expectations as they get older.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's not going to turn into a cat, you know? It's just
You
going to
hope
be a
not,
dog.
yeah. I have dogs and a cat,
The water, coffee.
and yep.
Gino, you want me to
Yeah, I
end
gotta
this?
piss, yeah.
Yeah, because you have like a tiny bladder.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Just go, man.
Yeah.
Just go.
We can edit that out, can't we? We'll blur that out. We might not have to. It's Gino.
That's all right. I just pissed in Matt Light's coffee cup.
That's right.
That's we need a video of that.
Thank you.
Well, Matt, it's been awesome.
Yes, this
we
has been
so
great.
appreciate it so much. I mean, more than what I expected.
Yes.
You know, seriously, it was
Good
very
to be
cool.
here, man.
Very
Good to be
cool.
back in Foxborough.
And if you want to have me at the shootout again, I'm available that day. Just saying.
Yeah, well, just I'm not sure we're gonna put a gun in your hands again, but you're definitely welcome, my friend. We did get a few reports. I mean, it was pretty good.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it. Episode 76 of Chirping Zebras. We got to thank the Harp here
Yes.
at Patriot Place. They've allowed us to use their patio here with this beautiful backdrop. So we got to thank the Harp. and all they've done for us. Want to thank AOA Studios, of course. Cam, Mike, Ethan did all the work here. They do all the editing. Also want to thank the Referees Crease, your one-stop shop for all your refereeing needs. Want to remind you to like and subscribe on the YouTube. Smash that button, and also follow us on all the social medias, the Instagram, the Facebook, and of course
The TikTok.
the TikTok. And so for Gino Binda Jr., for Matt Light, I'm Mark Riley saying so long from Gillette Stadium. Chirping Zebras. We'll see you next time.